Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Today is another episode of Relaxed and Raunchy Relationship Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway, accompanied by superstar podcast guest. Her name is Sage Andreasen, and she's also in Sydney, near me actually, near my location. And Sage is an acupuncturist who has been working on various clinics, prestigious and integrative acupuncture pregnancy clinic for more than 12 years, sharing patients with multiple IVF clinics and doctors, naturopaths, and other health professionals. So she has been seeing thousands of patients through their natural fertility, IVF, pregnancy, and gynecological conditions, and recently became a qualified doula. Oh, that's very interesting. Before that, Sage has been attending the births of friends and family since the age of 14. So obviously you have the keen interest on birth process. So Sage has 2 kids now in their 20s and has a special and deep love of India after having a deep and life-changing spiritual experience at the age of 17 and traveling there quite a few times. Sage has sung live and worked on retreats with various well-known yoga music artists. Oh, wow. There's another hidden talent that you have that I don't know about. So welcome, Sage.
Thank you, Ingrid. It's so nice to be here, and thank you for talking with me today. So, Ingrid, I believe that you are a founder, relationship coach. You're Chief Relaxation Officer of KAHYANGAN. Is that how you say it?
Yes, KAHYANGAN.
I like that, Chief Relaxation Officer. Which is a wellness clinic in Sydney. Ingrid's been a relationship coach for 11 years and a spa therapist for 21 years, mainly in like 5-star hotel day spas in Sydney. And so she's really used to looking after thousands of highly stressed clients from all over the world. She practiced from KAHYANGAN and from clients' homes, offices and hotel rooms, and online as well. Her work is always focused on stress, relaxation, and relationships. She does one-on-one coaching sessions, group workshops, and soon virtual and also in-person retreats for the broken-hearted singles and loving couples as well.
Yay. Wonderful. So let's get into it. Sage, I have a question that I always ask all of my podcast guests. What is your why? I'm always curious to find out why someone, does what do what they do. Yes.
Well, I think like for me, I became an acupuncturist after experiencing it working for me. Mm-hmm. And also I used to read, health books for fun and realize that if I love it so much, then I should probably do that for a living. But really, I love to watch people be able to transform. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things in life that we don't have to suffer as much as we think, and with acupuncture, it's so relaxing for people. And as they're going through IVF and fertility, it can be an extremely stressful journey. So as well as the physical benefits that may happen, it's also like a lot of people report feeling empowered while they're doing acupuncture during, the natural fertility or IVF or other process. And yeah, I just love watching people being able to transform, suffer less, and just, can be a whole lot more positive, and there's a lot more we can do than we think quite often. So that's why.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Now, do you have a question for me?
Yes. Why do you do what you do? Like, what was the evolution of how you came to be doing what you're doing now and in the way you're doing? Because you have a slightly different approach to the way you treat couples. And I like, during your massage, you have beautiful affirmations and there's a loveliness to what you do as well.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Newsflash, Sage just recently experienced my massage and apparently she loved it. Yeah, I'm quite different in my approach. Well, I came from Indonesia and I moved to Australia in 1996 to get married to my first husband. The reason being why I left Indonesia was partly, I was in love with my ex-husband, but also to escape my mother. Yes, because I've been brought up in a very religious home, and I observed that my conditioning, early conditioning, was full of, you know, shame, guilt, and suppressed anger. So I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me. I was very rebellious as a teenager, and the first thing that came into my mind, like, I want to get out overseas. Like, typically when Indonesian teenagers, you know, hit teenage years, the first thing that they ask for their parents, hey, mom and dad, can you buy me a motorbike, please? Or can you buy me a car, please? Never, ever in my life I ask for those things, but I always ask, I want to go overseas. But the thing is, until I got married, I wasn't allowed. That's just the culture, the tradition, that until you get married, you don't really get out of your parents' house. Yeah,
Right.
so that's why I got married young at the age of 21. And unfortunately, the first marriage, it was 10 years long. It was an abusive relationship. So I left after 3 attempts, and I gained, you know, depression, anxiety, all the fun stuff, you know, and I lost my properties. I lost everything material, but then I gained myself and I gained freedom. And that's just the most important ingredients, even though my mom couldn't understand. Like, you know, you lost everything. But mom, I gained me. That's the most important thing, you know? And then, you know, I met my second husband. I went to various self-development seminars. I went back to college to study counseling and life coaching, and straight away I knew that I would be a coach, not a counselor. It's just different method of healing, different energy to it, and I knew straight away that I would be niching in relationship and nothing else. So that's why. And during my you know, childbearing experiences, unfortunately, I suffered from pre and postnatal depression. So that's why I am now compassionate and passionate to help others in similar sort of predicaments, to help them heal and strengthen their relationship. Because, you know, I've been there. Separation sucks. Even though it doesn't matter whether you're the dumper or you're the dumpy, it sucks, you know, and it brings a lot of stress. So I'm here now to help them go through, you know, the stressful journey that they may have. So yeah, that's my why.
Well, that is an important journey to make, to be able to help others, to have walked many of those roads yourself, for sure.
Yeah, and I like to be fun as well. As later on you will experience, this podcast is fun as well. I'm all about fun because, you know, growing up with my preconditioning, I had to study, and not have fun. So I guess now, you know, I'm channeling my my fun experience in my adulthood.
Which we need, don't we? Because it's all very easy to take everything terribly seriously. And of course, these are serious things that we deal with, but to find a way to do that in a way that is also brings a bit of light into the world too.
Yes, connect with your inner child somehow. It's very
Yes,
important.
exactly. Yes, yeah. Yes, and I forgot to add before, you know, as well as just being an acupuncturist, but specifically with fertility and pregnancy, I
Yeah.
did attend my first birth when I was 14. So I always knew that that's all I ever wanted to do. I was either going
Have
where we go. What happened?
That's okay. Sorry, I didn't uh, quite hear because you went blank for a moment.
I wasn't sure if I did or you did, yeah.
That's okay. All right. So continue on to the next question.
Yeah.
3 tips on navigating the fertility roller coaster from a practitioner perspective, because you deal a lot with birth and with fertility journey, helping people with their infertility. So yeah, if you can share us 3 tips, that would be great.
Okay, so the first tip would be don't compare yourself to other people, because every single fertility journey is 100% unique. Doesn't matter if the same person does the same IVF cycle 1 time, 2 times, whatever it is. Some people do IVF and fall pregnant naturally. Some people try this, this, and this, and it works. And then, like people who say, oh, you should do this and this. Like, I always believe in trying absolutely everything. But at the end of the day, when a client walks through my door, or a patient actually, I just try to find the key that's the lock for that particular person. So we always talk about diet, lifestyle, and all those things, but like each person is so unique. Like, it could be different things that you piece together to try and help this person get through to the other side and the goal of, having their little darling baby. So that's one. So the second tip would be, have faith, but try everything. Try everything. It might be one thing, it might be a little bit of everything. And sometimes people buy a moonstone bracelet, or they read on the internet this or that, but it can't really hurt to make yourself feel nice while you're doing it. And anything that helps bring a little bit of endorphins or can help decrease any inflammation in the body by actually sort of relaxing yourself in whatever way you can. So physical therapy, whatever medical thing, whatever alternative therapies, meditation, lifestyle, yoga, anything to just sort of clean out inside, all that sort of thing. Try everything, try anything. But of course, which brings me to my third point, is while we try everything, there's also an undoing. So quite often I see people like, what else can I do? What else can I do? I've changed my diet. I'm trying to do this and I've got to do this. And now I've got to go to work. Can you please help? This sort of thing. But really, sometimes it comes down to just undoing. Like, the world has made us busy. The world has made our minds very externalized. We're always thinking about our next step. We're on the little hamster wheel. We've got to go to work. It's like sometimes, even if you've got a busy day at a busy workplace or a corporate office or whatever you're doing, just stop for just a minute even, so that you're not on that wheel where you're going round and round and round, and just be still and find a way to develop that relationship of stillness and learning to undo, to do a little bit less. Like when we go on holidays, we're so happy and then you got to go back to life. But I really believe that the holiday experience is like our true nature state, that we should be or can be more relaxed inside, and that we can find ways to get back to that place. And a lot of really wonderful things can happen from there. Yeah. So to summarize, don't compare yourself with others, number 1. 2, have faith, try everything. You never know when your thing is going to flip its corner, or what's around your corner, or when it's going to happen to you, or just exactly how. Yep. And the third one is just learning to be still and just undoing. Just not what else can I do, but just learning to pare it down and undo a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's very, very wise advice, definitely, especially number 3, because of course, we really, really want this one thing, a baby, and then what else can I do? I don't know. It's just kind of like a natural setting for most people, I reckon. Yeah. What else can I do? What else can I do? And then when it doesn't happen right now, we get disappointed. That's why the second point, you said, have faith.
Well, and also just so that we're not looking like we're glossing over anything. Sometimes people have been on very difficult journeys, and that can be years. And the pain and the grief is very deep and very real. So I wouldn't gloss over any of that to say, oh, just relax and it'll happen, because there's actually nothing less sensitive to say to a person who's trying to conceive to just relax, because that's not actually what I'm meaning. Yeah. But yes, to take, to really go into the depth of your experience too, and not be fake about it.
Yeah.
For others.
Great. Thank you for sharing those. Very good.
Thank you.
Now, do you have any question for me?
Yes. So, what are your main tips for relationships and being, having a positive relationship, or perhaps even finding a relationship if you're single?
Yeah, so I will share 3 tips on relationships specific to your tribe in the journey of trying to fall pregnant. I say number 1 is set the expectation right, that the fertility journey can be tricky, can be long, so you can be prepared emotionally and have more patience of what may come your way, right? So because when your expectation is too high, oh, it will happen in a month. Doesn't always happen that way. Yes, if you have this expectation that okay, I need to be patient, it can be tricky, so then I'm prepared. Number 2,
Yeah.
when the emotional roller coaster comes along, step back, breathe, and take notice of what's happening. All right, because this can be the trigger of many things, not just for you and for your partner as well. So understand that your reaction or your partner's emotional reaction is not themselves, it's their energy field. We can say, I don't know, I like to say it's their stuff. It's not them really, but it's their stuff around them. So let's work together and let's aim for a calmer response rather than a frantic reaction towards something. And then lastly, I will say engage with a relationship coach to help navigate through the tough times, as really you don't have to do it alone. Yeah, you engage with a sage, an acupuncturist, to help with the physical aspect of it. And then with the emotional aspect of it, you can engage with someone like me, relationship coach, because tough times is real. You don't have to do it alone. You can get support to turn a tough situation into a more loving experience, a more fun experience, and that will be win-win for all. So those are my 3 tips.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So now, people, we come to the fun part of the podcast is we are guessing the true and false statements from each other. So
Okay.
Sage gave me 2 statements. Number 1, Sage has a love-hate relationship with a neighbor. Or number 2, Sage has a love-hate relationship with an umbrella. Which one is true? Which one is false? I reckon, simply because I like quirky things, I think number 2 is more quirky. Sage has a love-hate relationship with an umbrella.
Very true. I think you might be right.
So tell us the story.
Well, and not just any umbrella, like every umbrella, I always lose them. Okay, so this story was last week. I went to work. It wasn't raining. I came out. It was in the city clinic and it was pelting rain. I was like, oh, I better buy an umbrella. So I went to the 7-Eleven and bought a nice hot pink umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking along and the wind's blowing it and it's fine. I feel cozy and dry and warm under this umbrella. And then I walk up Martin Place towards the train station and a car went past and sprayed an entire field of water straight across me and totally saturated my clothes. And I'm like, what is the point of having bought an umbrella? And then, of course, I persevered because I didn't want to get any wetter. I went down to the train station and I put my umbrella in my bag, but it obviously fell out. And so I lost it like 10 minutes after buying it. So that's, what can I do?
Not meant to be that relationship.
Not that umbrella, exactly. Okay, and your true and false would be 1, Ingrid's clients stopped their coaching sessions earlier. 2, Ingrid's brother stopped his coaching sessions earlier. I'm going to go with the brother on this one because family and treatment with each other. You're not sure about that, so I'm going with number 2.
You would be incorrect.
Really?
Yes. So it was my clients that stopped their coaching session earlier. So one of my coaching packages is for couples. So I have one package for singles and one package for couples. And the couples one, I combine couples coaching with massage lessons. The first session would be relaxation for either the wife or the husband. And then second session, we swap, right? So one is massaging, the other one is receiving. And then the third session is actually the more intimate style of massage. Not that I'm looking at them, but I would put my barricade up, room divider up, so you can hear my voice. You can see my hand signaling something. Or if we do it on Zoom online, you just turn off your video so you can see me and hear me, but I can't see you. So disclosure here, I appreciate your what do you say, privacy. So I'm not looking at your bits, don't you worry. But but anyway, so after the third massage lessons, this couple, actually the husband said, yeah, Ingrid, I think we're good. And then I just kept going on, the benefit of practicing at home and saying about something else. And then he said it like 3 times. I think Ingrid, we'll stop here, and then we're good. We're just keen to practice of what we just learned. So yes, okay, definitely most welcome. You can practice in your own time, in your own space. Yes. So then we finish off our session earlier because they just can't wait.
So that's a good thing then. Problem solved. Right.
Yeah, so they found that the tips were really useful, and they managed to relax and strengthen their relationship that way, even though their life has been quite stressful.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. So it goes to show how much a little relaxation and making the time, I guess, for that softness to occur between you again, instead of the hardness of life or all the things you get busy with, perhaps.
Definitely, yes, and we can inject some fun to it. Yeah, definitely relaxation. The first sessions, definitely for relaxation, and the third one is for intimacy. So yeah, because people love to be touched, and the focus is not on making the baby or anything like that. I mean, a baby can be the end product of whatever I'm teaching and whatever you're doing, but then the process, we gotta make it joyful and enjoyable, rather than like, oh, this thing again, you make it a chore. Yes, so we want to step away from making it a chore, but making an enjoyable experience.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yes. Lovely. So my last question to you is, what do you do to either relax or bring raunchiness into your relationship?
Well, to relax. Well, my relationship's relatively new, so I don't have to work too hard, but in that sense at this point, but I do find that in any relationship, I think, like, being your authentic self and being honest and being able to speak your needs and being with someone who will listen to those needs and you listen to each other. And also I asked my partner about this too, and he goes, yeah, and also, as you just said, having fun, like, in your life, like bringing fun in and everything, not being serious all the time. But I always think that communication is very special, and probably some of those sensory things is beautiful, but making your life as beautiful as it can be, and not just always being stoic or having a very serious existence. Like, having a little bit of holiday time in your actual daily life too,
Yes. Yes. Oh, if I can have holiday as often as I would like, it will be wonderful.
While keeping your responsibilities at the same time.
That's right. Yes. Yes. So it's not all about the responsibilities, but enjoy your life too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. but also, you know, addressing things so that the little walls don't come between you, or like little hurts that build up over time. I think they can put a tiny veil at first, and then the veil will get a bit thicker, and then you might detract from each other. But if you're being truly yourself, really communicating your needs, then you can stay open. And I think also, you know, having your own sort of mindfulness or spiritual practice so that you can stay clear as well. I think that's very a loving thing that you can do for each other in a relationship.
Yes, love that. Well, thank you for sharing that. And so, people, thank you so much for watching our collaboration together. Next week, definitely, we will have another awesome guest in another podcast episode. And Sage, if people would like to get more support and connect with you, how can they?
You can contact me through my website, which is premacupunctureclinic.com. And I work in 5-Dock and Sydney CBD, but I will be expanding. Before COVID, I had a women's retreat running, which had 40 women from all over the world coming. So just to be able to spend 7 days in a, you know, a state of practice and doing yoga and some joyful, fun things, you know, Bollywood dancing and all kinds of different things, meditation. And so perhaps when COVID sort of dies down, if that ever happens, we can run more retreats or smaller ones, you know. And yeah, so just contact me on my website, and you can book for acupuncture there, or you can just email me and we can chat about anything that you want to know regarding fertility or health. So I'm happy to chat. Yeah.
Wonderful. And if you need more support from me about relationship issues, you definitely can request a free chat from me by going to my website, www.kahyangan.com.au. That is KAHYANGAN.com.au. So please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ingrid Galloway, and I look forward to see you again next week. In the meantime, thank you so much, Sage, and keep well, people. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Nice to chat. Bye.